Right, so I'm doing this one stood up because I can, and my back hurts sitting down, so I'm standing up. I haven't uploaded in quite a long time because things happened, like having to get a COVID test. I don't have COVID, luckily, but it happened and it was stressful. And now to talk about some real old children's books. You clicked on this video, you know what you're getting. It's the Beatrix Potter collection. I don't have many books from Beatrix Potter. We only have maybe 5 or 6, but they're some of the more popular books of hers. The first Beatrix Potter book was published in 1902, which is obviously a long time ago, but the stories she wrote all that time ago are still things that we can relate to now. In both her writing and in her watercolour paintings that are included in the books, we can see her knowledge of the animals and plants in the world around her. She portrays animals that are native to the UK anthropomorphically, but not in a way that makes them feel like humans trapped in animal bodies. They still retain their animal behaviours, and those are often used to direct the narrative of the story. Using animal characters that children at that time, and indeed children now, are used to seeing in real life situations that they may have experienced, such as seeing a frog by a pond, squirrels in trees, or cats playing with mice, lets them feel closer to them. Real animal behaviour is explained in an anthropomorphic way through the series of books. This can be seen especially when Hunca Munca and Tom Thumb steal items from the dollhouse. Lettuces also make the Flopsy Bunnies tired, something that certain types of wild lettuce have been shown to cause in humans, along with other trippy side effects. Though there isn't much research on its effects on rabbits, though store-bought lettuce contains very small amounts of lactocarian, it's probably best not to feed it to any rabbits in your life. The books don't skirt around the fact that although humans can be friends with animals, that they can also be something to be feared and an actual danger to them. Death is shown as something that can happen either as a result of pissing off a predator or crossing paths with a human. In one of the stories for very young children, a rabbit gets shot at by a hunter. The books value working together and show this by showing us animals working together to do tasks like collect food and things that they need for their homes. But they also show animals helping one another when they are in dangerous situations, like when the Flopsy Bunnies are saved by Thomasina Tittlemouse, who chews through a bag that they have been tied up in by Mr. McGregor the human. Characters also show behaviours that are considered as naughty by others around them and the writer. Squirrel Nutkin is one of them. He goes with the other squirrels to Mr. Brown the Owl's island to gather nuts, but instead of helping them, spends his time playing by himself or annoying the owl to the point where he shoves him in his waist pocket and ties him up to the ceiling of his home by his tail, causing him to have to lose his tail from pulling so hard to get free from his bonds. Tom Kitten is another character portrayed as being naughty, though his 2 sisters also cause problems for their mother. In one story he loses his best clothes after being told expressly that he needs to keep them clean. In the second story he goes missing after being shut in a cupboard by his mother with his 2 sisters. Through various points in both stories it's shown that she's really struggling to maintain the house that they're living in and deal with her disobedient children, hence her shutting them all in a cupboard to keep them somewhere safe in that, as the house is infested with rats. All of the kittens escape the cupboard, and Tabitha has to rely on the help of her cousin to find them before something bad happens to them. The daughters are found quickly, but they have to get a joiner to help free them from under the floorboards, where he's being made into a... The daughters are found quickly, but they have to get a joiner to help them free Tom from under the floorboards, where he's being made into a pudding by the rats there. Characters are also shown making up for their past bad behaviours, either by doing the tasks that they were asked to do, even if they are a little late doing so, in the case of the cat that was hiding the cherry red twist, or by serving penance for stealing and making a mess in the dollhouse, by cleaning it every day and giving the children money at Christmas, like Hunca Munca and Tom Thumb. Animals are rewarded for good behaviour, be that the mouses that helped the tailor of Gloucester finish his wedding clothes for his client on time after he became ill, getting to work under him and become rich and famous for their work, though maybe not in name, or the Flopsy Bunnies returning their gratitude at being rescued by Thomasina Tittlemouse by gifting her with some rabbit fur that she could use to make some winter clothes with. And now for a few random things that I wanted to talk about but didn't have the space to do so further up. Violence is depicted happening to children through the form of corporal punishment. This is something that's a lot less normalised in 2020 than it was in the past, where children were regularly hit or caned for bad behaviour / not following the rules. Also, rabbits are shown being married to a first cousin. Marriage between first cousins is something that was a lot more common in the past than it is today, with around 10% of marriages now being between first or second cousins. In some cultures this practice is considered normal or even desirable, and in others it's extremely taboo or even illegal. And on the last note, apparently rabbits smoke dried lavender, which, I mean, can't be good for you. There are several references that I used in making this video, and you can find them in the description box below. And this video was brought to you by me pedaling on my exercise bike and stress from waiting for a COVID diagnosis. Good night. I'm stood up to do this. I stood up to do this. I don't know if you can hear my creaky floor, but if you can, I don't really care at this point.